A Missouri man was kicked out of a St. Louis SC soccer game on July 26th for wearing an iconic Make America Great Again hat. Happy to have you along, my fellow Americans. I'm Sam Bushman with another short video brought to you by PrepStartsNow.com. Think preparedness in an emergency with PrepStartsNow.com. The man's name is Michael Weitzel. He filmed the entire exchange and immediately posted it on the internet.
Cameras up here. No, I just want to make sure. Yeah, what's up? I'm Michael Weitzel. I'm being asked to leave by the police because of Donald Trump.
Hey, I'm a Donald Trumper.
You're a Trump fan?
I'm a MAGA. Yes,
yeah.
I am.
So I just want
all these cops you got to deal with are MAGA, but they don't do not political here. They don't want any kind of political.
So those flags over there.
Those are pre-approved.
Those flags over there. Those aren't political. So go out and handcuff. So I'm being threatened with arrest. What law am I breaking? What am I?
We ask you to leave.
You're asking me to leave. Am I being evicted from the premises?
You're going to be handcuffed in a minute. You want to make a big...
Okay. We're going to walk up. I'm being evicted from the premises because of Donald Trump. Because we can't wear Donald Trump hats in public. And so now I'm being evicted from the premises. We need a big procession to get me out of here.
We don't want... Oh, you just take the hat off and go back in.
If I take the hat off, I can go back in?
Yeah.
We're
already past that.
Really?
We're past that?
You already gave that chance to you?
No, that's fine.
Just for this game.
Just for this game? Okay.
Tell me all you want, because I'm hearing anybody more pro.
He gets it. He's just following the rules. It's not his fault. But this is the stadium's rules here.
Now the federal government is reportedly looking into whether the man's civil rights were violated. The video literally shows 4 security officers approaching him during the match at Energizer Park. Well, anyway, they bring it up to him and they say, hey, you can't have, paraphernalia that has names on it or political or this or that. You can't. And Michael's polite, but he starts to get a little bit combative and pushes back. And he says, well, wait a minute. What about all the pride flags that are flying everywhere? Are they going to be taken down? What's going to happen with those? And then you kind of got to ask, well, if people are wearing other shirts, right? Like Hooray for Obama or Pride for Hillary or Go, Go, Joe or whatever the case may be, would we have the same scenario on our hands? And that's really the problem. I think the answer is a resounding no, we wouldn't. I think they would let that kind of political agenda continue. And that's the problem this Michael gentleman's having. And that's why this is going so viral. The concern is, hey, the government's going to look in to see if his rights were violated. That's just and proper to do so. But I'm concerned that if we start having the government look into every skirmish that happens on a local level, how much do we want the government to be involved in our lives, right? You got to really think about that and think about that carefully. If we call the feds now when it's the shoes on this foot, what happens when the shoe's on the other foot? What will happen? We've got to be very careful when we start to include the federal government in areas where the government does not belong. If rights are violated, can't it be dealt with on the local or the state level? Why does it have to be a federal case? Is every case, every court case, every situation a federal case? Well, it seems like it these days. When a judge wants to stop Donald Trump, they just have a local judge stop Trump nationally. Whenever there's a problem, oh my gosh, your rights were violated. It's a national or federal concern. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got to get back to the proper role of limited government. There's separation with all 3 branches of government, executive, judicial, legislative, but there's also a separation between the general government and the state government. That's why you have 2 different constitutions. There are 2 different contracts with the American people, and each contract has specific delegations of what that group's authority is at the general level. Hey, general government, here's the contract between you and the people, and you have been delegated these responsibilities. The state constitutions, you've been delegated a different set of responsibilities. Then we further divide power between the counties and the states. We have 3 levels of government or 3 branches of government, all the way at the local level, the county level as well. So understand that our government is designed intentionally to be chopped up into pieces and delegated authority over here and over there so that no one gets too powerful. If we start going to the federal government because a man's rights are violated at a soccer game, will we be able to go to the local government or not government for that matter for anything else? Will everything become a federal government issue? And if that's the case, if it's federal government, how long until we say, well, it's got to be a global issue? Hey, the man's violated, his rights were violated, by golly, we got to bring in the United Nations for crying out loud. He violated the something, whatever, treaty of whatever. Folks, this has got to stop. We have got to get politics out of normal life. And we have got to make sure that we have civility to one another when we do so. I think this man's rights were violated, but I don't think it's a federal concern. I'm Sam Bushman, and that's another Liberty Roundtable live short video. God save our republic.